Oh, hey everyone. Leticia here. How are you all? Happy Sunday. Hope you are having a nice weekend. Greetings from Playa del Carmen. It's been sunny and also kind of cloudy today. The weather is very pleasant. It's definitely a good time to come and visit the Riviera Maya. Anyway, mis amigos, recently I had some clients asking me for properties in Tulum, and I also was in Tulum on a properties tour on Thursday. So that kind of got my mind thinking about Tulum. And as you guys know, I've often referred to Tulum as Playa's younger sibling. That being said, the reality is Tulum is its own vibe. It's its own municipality, and it is a very high growth area. There's a lot of development currently going on in Tulum, and I feel like the development that we're going to see happening in Tulum will take place primarily in the next 3 to 5, maybe 10 years, because there isn't a lot of land to develop in Tulum. Tulum is surrounded by two protected jungle areas, protected eco reserves. So, really, now is the time for those of you who are interested in considering the Riviera Maya as an investment destination. I think overall, prices in Tulum, for example, continue to be a bit more affordable versus Playa prices. So those of you who are wanting to get started and maybe don't have the capital for Playa, Tulum would be a good place to look at. And the other thing is, as you guys know, we have had the recent opening of the Tulum International Airport, located about half an hour south of Tulum. So that's a major infrastructure project that has come to the Riviera Maya. And then we have the Mayan train project. The last stretch of it is the stretch between Tulum and Cancun, and that is set to open at the end of this month, February of 24, mis amigos. So anyway, as I was visiting Tulum, and as these clients asked me about Tulum, I found out about this amazing project that is coming to one of Tulum's most premier neighborhoods called Aldea Zama. And for those of you who have visited the area, especially those of you who are familiar with Playa, think of Aldea Zama as the Playa Car of Tulum. It's a neighborhood. It was the first planned community in Tulum. It was the first community to be, in addition to Tulum Central, was the first community to be connected to municipal sewage service. So it is, and it's a very pretty part of Tulum. So my friends, without further ado, I want to go ahead and tell you about this gorgeous condo building that is in the process of being built in Aldea Sama. So let's see if you guys can see this. The project is called Arde, and I asked the developer representative what this meant, and he just said it comes from the Arder, like the word means burn, so the idea is like burning hot. Okay. That being said, if you look at the decor, it's a very beautiful, subtle decor. So here you can see some of the slides. Not a large building. I don't know how much you'll be able to read of the text. So I think this talks about Aldea Sama. Let's see if we can look. They talk about Tulum as an international destination. Of course, you guys know Tulum became very famous for the very famous Tulum ruins, which are beautiful, Mayan heritage site that can be visited to this day. And it continues to be one of the draws of Tulum. The other draw are the gorgeous, pristine turquoise water beaches. And increasingly, Tulum is becoming an international eco destination where you have this whole idea of blending in with nature. In Tulum, we're only allowed to build 4 stories plus the rooftop. And this is the building, my friends. And what I like about Tulum is the very unique art, among other things, and I can tell you more about other things that I like about Tulum. But one of the things are the very unique architectural designs that we're going to find. I was talking to a colleague who is based out of Tulum, and I said to him, "Listen, you do not see this kind of architecture. I don't think anywhere else in the world. The unique building designs that we see in Tulum. Really, it's a playground for it's a playground for architects, and really I feel building designers, architects have really allowed themselves to let their imaginations run wild in a very good way. I haven't seen anything I didn't like. Well, there are some building designs that are just more traditional, you could say, but by and large it seems like it's a competition about which project is going to look more unique, more interesting. This building, as you can see, it's shaped sort of like a half moon, so all the units will be facing the exterior. Again, I know the text is too small, 23 units in total, out of which there were only 3 one-bedroom units. Those already got reserved, and the rest of the units available are 2-bedroom units, which I actually think is a good move for Tulum. I feel like, in the initial stages, Tulum was primarily a vacational rental market. That is changing with the whole digital nomad phenomenon. I can't pronounce that word. We have longer and longer stays, people coming in from anywhere from a month to 3 months to 6 months. Some people becoming residents, staying here longer, staying here year round. And I think we're going to see more and more of that. Initially, and even to this day, Tulum's infrastructure is still in the developing stages. So we have some neighborhoods in Tulum where we still have dirt roads, unpaved roads, electricity may be spotty, and so on. Aldea Zama is not one of those neighborhoods. Aldea Zama is one of the most stable areas, more developed areas of Tulum. We do have paved roads, okay? Look at this gorgeousness, my friends. I'm going to show you. So again, in terms of the location, and you know what, I'm such a genius, the way I shared the screen, I cannot actually make this bigger. But yeah, the building will be located inside the premier Aldea Zama neighborhood. And Aldea Zama has, via Avenida Coba, you have direct access to the beach, including the public beach, which is located around here. This area here is part of the Parque El Jaguar, which is the protected jungle land that surrounds the Tulum ruins, okay? Tells you more about. Now, this would be important to note the amenities. Of course, I'm going to show you guys pictures, renders of the rooftop, gorgeous rooftop, sun tanning area, a gym, elevators I feel are important. A lot of the more rustic style buildings in Tulum, because in Tulum you could only build 3 to 4 stories, not everybody put elevators in their buildings, I think. And elevators are an investment, so sometimes for budget reasons, builders didn't put them in. However, I think that as the market in Tulum matures, elevators become important. Right now the clientele in Tulum tends to skew on the younger side compared to Playa. We have people 20s to 40s that like to visit Tulum. I think, again, as more infrastructure comes in, we're going to see a more diverse clientele, sort of like we have in Playa. In Playa, I like to say, anywhere from 20s to 70s to beyond, So, and both markets are very international in terms of the clientele. Tulum tends to skew more European, American and European. And there will be a sky bar, obviously reception lobby. Okay, look at this gorgeous rooftop, mis amigos. Have you seen such beauty? Well, I'm going to share with you the renders as well. I just think it's just gorgeous. More of the beautiful rooftop with these oval shapes. That seems to be a theme with this building. The arches, curved shapes, making it a really unique building. Look at this gorgeousness. A gym with jungle views, and again those gorgeous arches. Oh my gosh, like I love the blend of and you know what? Yeah, I really should have thought better. No, I don't know what I just did, but I made my own screen bigger, but that's not what we want. Yeah, I was gonna talk to you a bit about the finishings. Well, yeah, the units come equipped, my friends, but because we are so early in the sale process with this building, I think at least for the next sale, the developer representative told me that maybe we could ask for the unit to be delivered furnished with similar style of furnishings as this. Equipped would mean air conditioners, ceiling fans, the cabinetry in the kitchen. Look at this gorgeousness. Like those arches that's a design feature of the building. Bathrooms in this style, looking like a 5-star hotel. Yes, thank you very much. Look at this gorgeousness. Ah, you tell me, my friends, where else have you seen this kind of architecture in modern days? I don't know. I have not. Even in Playa, well, it just so happens that the agency that's promoting this project, they are also a developer. In this case, they are partnering with the developer for the promotion of this project. And they have a building in Playa that they were promoting. That building, the price is, 1 bedroom in that building is going to cost you as much as a 2-bedroom in here. So that's the difference, Playa versus Tulum. But in that building, they had similar style. And look at this. I don't know. I just love this clean design. Very zen, very serene. Look at that. Uh, More of this gorgeousness. Now, this right here is the rooftop of penthouse unit. There will be, like I said, there are only 3 penthouse units for sale. I'm going to bring up the price list in a bit and we can look at that. Obviously, the penthouse units are also 2 bedrooms, maybe 3 bedrooms. Let me check on that. But they do come with a private terrace. So if you like to entertain, have people over, or maybe run your own yoga classes up there or what have you. Now, what I thought was very interesting. Okay, so here we talk about the types of units. Again, this unit style are only 3. The 1-bedroom units, those are gone, already reserved, unless they come back in the inventory, but I kind of doubt it. On the ground floor, well, they call it the ground floor, but it's really 1 floor above the ground floor. This is, no, this was, okay, this unit is gone. Okay, Primer Piso. Yeah, so there was only 1 of these units. I didn't even see it in inventory. It may already be reserved. But over here, this is one of the 2-bedroom designs. You know what? They're all very similar. I think it'll be easier once we look at the price list. Yeah. Okay. So as you can see, all the units face towards the exterior. So, and all of them have to some extent, this curvature. Okay. So we would have to look at the angle of the sun and see which angle you would prefer. And some of the units are a little more spacious than the others, especially when it comes to the balcony. For example, these corner units have a smaller balcony versus the center units. And some of them have already been reserved, as you can imagine. I think we're on the last slide here. Okay, I'm going to bring up some of the inventory. Let me see where we are. 1 second, mis amigos. That's not it. Okay, this is the project. Okay, planos, inventario, renders. Yeah, before I do that, okay, where am I? Yes, share screen. Thanks for bearing with me, my friends. How do I do that? Share the screen, present, share screen, share. Oh, not there. Oh, right here. Okay, it has gotten easier to share screen. Okay, so I want to show you more of the renders first. Hopefully you guys can see all of this. And oh, did I forget? No. Okay. So again, some more of the exteriors. Now, yeah, hopefully you guys can see all of this, mis amigos. Okay, again, the outside, more of the rooftop renders. Oh my goodness, so gorgeous. That looks very nice. Looks like there's kind of like a fire pit area in the middle. This lobby area looks amazing as well. Yeah, reception. Okay, so that's the exterior, and then I want to show you more of the interior. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so that's the penthouse. That's the roof of the penthouse that we already saw. Gorgeous. Bedroom. Oh, that would be like a bedroom of the penthouse. This would be, it says the penthouse living room. Okay, more of this. This gives you a better idea of the layout. One of the bathrooms again. More of this gorgeousness. Yeah, royal bathrooms. Definitely. If you buy one of these places, please invite me. I definitely want to check this out. All right. So what else? I mean, I like showing you guys projects that I think are particularly beautiful, or like a particularly amazing deal. And the prices are very competitive in this project because we are, compared to the area, because I had a chance to look at other projects recently in there. And, they're well priced and also still early enough in the sales process. And in addition to that, I'll talk to you about the payment plans and that are, quite advantageous. So in terms of, oh yeah, so I forgot to tell you. So this building will have retail spaces at the bottom. Oh, I see. So I see. Okay, so there are 2 apartments on the ground floor with a terrace. I think we saw some renders of those. So these are, I forgot about these. So these are more spacious units, therefore the prices are a little higher for those. Now, price lists these days are given in pesos because the dollar has been fluctuating. It used to be in this area we would see price lists in dollars. So when I give you prices in dollars, it's really, I do the conversion at today's exchange rate, which has been close to 17 pesos for the US dollar. And yeah, I do give you prices in US dollars. So if you're Canadian or European, you can do the conversion. I hope you guys can see going to see if I can make this bigger. So I also want to point out the retail spaces are also available for rent. And like I said, my friends, Aldea Zama is considered the most premier neighborhood in Tulum. I should have closed that window, my friends. and and it's mostly been a residential neighborhood. There are a handful of commercial plazas, not as many as we should see. So I think if you have your own business, or you're thinking you may want to maybe move to Mexico, start your own business in about a year and a half, look at how attractive the pricing is for the retail spaces. You could get into one of these retail spaces at the lowest. It's about 133K US for the smaller of the places. So they would be, you could run a cafe, or you could rent it out. Like those, lots of places, you could rent it to a cafe, a hair salon, a spa. I mean, these people coming to Tulum, they will need all these services like the rest of us. Those ground floor units, by the way, price point for those. So those are larger units than the rest of them, because we do have. So those are starting at 7.3 million pesos. That's about 429, but that's because they have this extra large terrace, which is your own private terrace. It's almost like a penthouse unit. Now, the more regular two bedrooms, which is most of the units in the building, that's the floor plan. Hopefully you guys can see. Okay, so these starting prices are quite attractive. As you can see, unit 101 right here. Okay, it has a smaller balcony, but not. Oh, actually, we can look at the individual plan, but that's about 5 square meters in total of balcony space, which is not so small. 10.76. That's about 53 square feet, whatever that means. But the unit itself, look, just to give you an idea, 4,331,340 divided by 17, that's about 254K US for the smaller of these units. And then it goes up from there a little bit, like the largest one, the larger one would just have a larger balcony. So unit 105, 103, these two units have the largest balcony. So if you like taking in the sun rays on your own balcony, and you want to be more comfortable, you want to have a table there, a larger table, those would be 5 million. The pricier one on this floor, oh yeah, that's another thing that I noticed. There is no difference in price between this floor and the floor above it, which usually is not the case. Usually the higher the floor, the higher the price. And in this case, that it's still under 300,000, 295 for the largest of the units, which is in this case 90 square meters, 91 square meters, including the larger terrace. The interior footprint is almost identical if you look at it. Between all the units, the floor plans are identical. Now, this could potentially, I guess, be outfitted to be sort of a lockout style unit if you wanted that, because I see the because of how the layout is. I suppose you could place a door. This is something we could discuss with the developer, but potentially you could have the two parts of the units share a hallway here, and then you'd have the main part of the unit and then the lockout one bedroom. In any case, there is this separation and there's a bathroom in between. So if you have a friend, family member staying over, they would have their full privacy, as you can see. Now there is light coming in over here. We're going to have floor to ceiling windows, obviously, in the main living and you could say the master bedroom area. And here there is a window here at the back. Not a ton of light, but at least there is a window, because I have seen buildings where they don't even place a window in that secondary bedroom. So yeah, what I found interesting, as you can see, these units that are red, they've already been sold, reserved. If they're in yellow, they've been reserved already, meaning somebody has put down a 5,000 US refundable deposit to hold the unit. And then and that's how it works, my friend. That's how it works with pre-development projects, with pre-construction, pre-sale, as they call them here. You giving a 5,000 US payment, you get to take the unit out from inventory, and then you have up to 2 weeks to move forward with the purchase. Now, in terms of the payment plans, let me see if they're here. Oh yeah, and as mentioned, there are only 3 penthouse units, which have the same floor plan as far as I can tell. And then they have that beautiful private terrace upstairs. And the penthouse units, yeah, so the third floor 2 bedrooms that are still available, 306, 307, they're the same price as the equivalent units 1 floor below. So if you want to be a bit higher off the ground, have maybe even more privacy in your unit, you could. The penthouse units, obviously different price points, starting at 8,553,060. Again, I'm dividing by 17 The penthouse units are about 503K US. Of course, penthouse units are a premier unit type anywhere. Uh, Now, in terms of the standard of building in Playa, you're usually looking at, yeah, no less than 300 to 350 US for the two bedrooms that would be in a unit of this style, in a building of this style. So a little higher priced. And again, considering that this is the most premier area in Tulum, I feel like this is a well-priced project. What I thought was also interesting was that, man, why are the payment plans? I think the developer representative literally told me. Give me a second. I'm gonna look this up. But yeah, they do offer a 30/70 payment plan, meaning that you could reserve a unit with a 30% down payment, and then the 70% would not be due until the delivery, which in this case is scheduled for December of 2025. So about a year and a half, almost 2 years from now. So if you wanted to pay down more out of your own resources, you could. Otherwise, we do now have multiple mortgage options for Canadians, Americans, and other international buyers, not to mention for Mexican citizens, including Mexicans living in the US or Canada. There are even more mortgage options available for Mexican citizens. So now interest rates are not low. Don't be surprised. But mortgages here are completely, you can pay it off earlier with no penalties, no prepayment penalties. So that's a difference compared to Canada, where I was living before. So what else to tell you? Yeah, if a client is able to put down a 50% down payment instead of just 30, I want to say 33% off, maybe more. I will confirm it in the comments once I confirm it with my colleague, because usually they put the payment plans in the drive. In this case, he sent them to me in a text message, and yes, I thought they were in the drive. Sorry about that, mis amigos, but I will post them in the comments. Okay, so that's it for me, my friends. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. The developer has some history in Tulum. They have been a partner on a number of other beautiful projects. Actually, maybe I could just bring that up quickly. Da, da, da. The developer's history in Tulum. Yes, let me bring that up, and I'm gonna share that with you. So quite interesting. Okay, I need to make this smaller. 1 second, mis amigos. I'm just in relaxed Sunday mode. Okay, bear with me. I'll be quick. Share screen, share. Okay, there we are. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to show you some of the other buildings that they were at least a partner in. Okay, they talk about them. Of course, all of this is available. I'm happy to share this with you. Um, they do, yeah, so this was one of the buildings called PMI, built between 2018 and 2020. Again, another gorgeous building. I mean, it's just, Tulum buildings are quite in a class of their own. This was phase 2 of the same project. This was called PMI Gardens, or Fuego, actually. Oh yeah, I think this was Garden of PMI Tulum. Yeah, anyway, you, that looks like snow, but it's cannot possibly be. As far as I know, we do not have snow in Tulum. No, it's just I think it's just a render, or I don't know what. Maybe it's just white rock. Okay. Oh yeah, PMI Gardens was another development, also by them. Yeah. Anyway, they built in Old Bosch. Look at this craziness here. It looks like a spaceship. Aqua. This is another interesting project in Aldea Zama, already built. This was built between 2021 and 2023. Already delivered. I've seen units for renting here. Look at this. I mean, yeah, like I said, you gotta come to Tulum and see some of this for yourself. Rio, I think that's already finished. We're in the final stages of completion. And these were built. This is Playa Cruz Comar, and these are some other developments in other areas. Anyway, my friends, you got the idea. I will go back to the main screen. Okay, well, my friends, thanks for tuning in. And if you want to reach out to me, I can be found via WhatsApp over here, or on Instagram at my first name, last name, Leticia Montana, Leticia with a T, it's the Romanian spelling, or at Freedom Playa. Oh, you're very welcome, Blaze. Nice to hear from you. Okay, well, thanks again, everyone. Have a great rest of your week, and see you soon. Blessings.